Not yet. Starting.
Yeah, it'll tell you when it's live.
All right, everybody, I'm live. I'm also on a messenger chat with Matt, or AKA Rocky, who helped me out here, and Mr. Fritz, Dash Elon, Curtis, AKA whatever, every name under the book. Trying out my Kurt ass. Trying out my. I mean, the guy helped me, and I just insulted his name. How rude. All right. So I'm live now. Let's see if I get anybody to come in on the call. All right, Matt, I think I'm going to get off here so I don't use bandwidth for that, and I can save my bandwidth for the live stream.
All right, buddy.
I've never done this Facebook Live Messenger before. This is interesting. All right. Thanks, Matt.
See you, bud.
See ya. Okay, so here I am trying out Blitzkrieg Commander, not trying it out, but playing Blitzkrieg Commander II. Outside? Yeah, come on. Outside, come on. Your business. Okay, so I think my eyes, I set up the scenario and started it last night. You can go into the Tabletop Commanders paint and chat about the, I don't know, it's a 6-hour, 6.5-hour one going about the 4-hour mark, and you'll see me starting to set up while everyone else is painting. Got to work on some things like lighting. I'm trying the twilight setting. It looks okay. It's not, it's pretty dark here, but it looks okay on the screen. Let me get the chat window up here so I can see what's happening. So no one's there. It looks like my sound's coming through. All right. I do have a Yeti I could use, but I don't really have a way to stand it up. So this is turn 1.5. So American turn 1 is finished. I'm sorry, Allied turn. We got the British coming up on the tanks up this road, trying to take the bridges out, or trying to take the bridges. The Germans are going to try to blow the bridges. I'm really winging a lot of stuff. I think my next game for a live stream will be much simpler. And if I could ever do them during the day, that'd be awesome, but it's tough to do. So this is what you get. So I had airborne land go into the city, airborne land here and go to the city. The British airborne were pushed out of this town, and they kind of are contesting this village. This village is also contested. There's one German platoon left. The other airborne were landed on this hill overlooking it. There's some Germans here, and SS in this building. They do have some grenadiers that will come up in the side over here. In turn 2 or later. It's pretty late, so I don't expect a whole lot of people on this, and live plays don't get quite as much as the paints, but we'll see. Oh, and thank you for Curtis and Matt for helping me out getting this going. Anyway, good stuff. All right, so German's turn. Need to check the doctrine. So there's something called doctrine. The Germans have what do we call tactical or flexible tactical doctrine. So that they can receive orders from their headquarters 25 centimeters out. He is currently, because his commander was driven back in melee, it's 37 centimeters away already. But I do need to look something up. What happens to a commander once he is overrun? He gets to come back. He may not even be able to command, in which case I'm out of luck. So let's look this up real quick. If the command unit survives, it'll move 10, hit, direct towards the table. It may not then move at the end of the command phase. If it exits the table, it's okay. All right, so he can still command, but he cannot move at the end of this phase, at the end of this command phase. So that's a big deal. So this here unit is there it is. So then they have something called command values for these the HQs, and then the CO, which is in this town. They have a command value of 8. So that means that you have to roll an 8 or less on 2 dice, 2d6. But he is over the doctrine level, so it's another -1. So that's going to be at a 7. Heard a ding here. All right, hey, I'm checking my post here. This is my first time seeing if I've made any errors posting this online here. Oh, thanks, Matt. Matt just posted on it. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so someone can watch. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Oh, let me go let the dog back in. Hold on. I got 2 viewers. Awesome. Someone want to chat and tell me see if the chat's working. That'd be awesome. Okay, dog is in. Oh, I lost a viewer. Let's try to chat, see if someone can chat with me. Now, I think someone can join. Is there a different link I need to send? I think I just post this and you can join in with me, I believe. I can invite people. So that's on YouTube. And hopefully that allows people to watch it as well, if they want. Okay, let's get back to it. So they have a command value of 8. Because he's that far back, he has to roll a 7 or less. And what he wants to do is he wants to move back here into the woods and then shoot at this tank on the flank with his Panzerfaust. I rolled a 6, so it counts. I do use a D10 to then keep track of the command value, because you get to keep rolling and giving orders. So I'm putting it on a 7. Oh, and he's moving through dense terrain, so it's another -1. So it would be a 6. He did get it. And one more moment. I have to do something else for my dog. Okay, so he moved through the woods. It's dense terrain. You get dense terrain moving through. It's another -1. For tanks and any tracked vehicles, this is dense terrain. It's the polder. The fields are not necessarily that. It's just regular terrain. So the tank can't op fire because, oh, but this tank could. So I'm going to keep this guy behind here. Make sure I'm within 5. Oh, just barely. So this is the thing about miniature games that drives me crazy, is the spotting. And he can't see half of them. So, all right, well, I'll let him op fire on him then. So is that I got to make sure I'm not using the commander, though. Oh, there's my commander there, so he can't do anything. That's the commander. All right, so Unit 1 of A squad or troop is going to fire on him. He's going to op fire. Anti-personnel for the British, he is a Sherman because Matt put the Firefly up front. So I see I have a viewer. Or do you have a chat open that you could? Oh, yeah. Well, that's interesting. If you're viewing on, I think I have to look at it on the dashboard, don't I? Hold on. Still looking at something here. Hold on. Still looking at something here. Now that's interesting. So I have to have this. Can I pause that? Will I still get chat? But I see the chat there. Okay. You guys have to be actually probably in Google Hangouts to use that chat feature. And what you guys are using as the chat. So it looks like I at one point had the original Grognard, Rocky's War Room. Okay, so those two. Thanks, guys, for doing that. I'll say thanks for viewing on that, but I got to focus on the game here. So that's interesting. So I can turn off that chat from the Google Hangouts and go this way. All right. So they're going to op fire. Oh, I don't think anyone op fired there. Okay. So the Germans are going to op fire. Oh, sorry. The British are going to op fire with their Sherman. It's anti-personnel is 3 at 80. So they're going to roll 3 dice. They don't have to roll any sort of command to do this. So he's going to roll 3 at 80. He's hitting on a 5 plus. Half of them's got cover, so I could say I hit him at a 6, but he's behind that. So yeah, it's just hitting on a 5. So we got 1 hit. He didn't get a save, but if I do 5 or more, he's suppressed and he's done. I got a 6, so he is done. So that was a good move. Now, however, this unit gets a marker because I have to remember. He used op fire, so he now cannot use initiative, and he's got 1 minus to his next command value because he was busy doing something. But he did inflict a hit, and he did suppress him. So he's got 2 hits now. And he cannot, because he's suppressed, he can't fire anything. That is an unfortunate event. Yeah. I don't know if I said this, but my next game will be much simpler than this. talked about doing a live stream maybe during the next paint and chat, perhaps if I have that Friday available. So this whole unit is suppressed. This guy is not, so he can still do something. So he can fire at anything. Op fire is only for moving. No, that's not true. It's so funny. I played this game maybe 13 times, but it's been probably 6 months, maybe not that long. Oh man. So yeah, I do remember. I do like this. So there can be op fire in. Oh shoot! You know what I didn't do? I didn't do initiative. All right, start over. This guy would still do it. Okay, so I've totally forgot this. Initiative. Anybody within your line of sight, and you can fire on close assault. Now, it does cost you, but it is a chance to close assault. Now, unfortunately, this unit here could not close assault. You can only close assault and fire into what you can see. Now that I think about it, he wouldn't do it, although he could fire on him, and no one can op fire. This is really a sticky situation here. Because to assault him, he has to be able to see him. I want to make sure that that is accurate, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Initiative distance is 20 centimeters. You wouldn't want to attack these Americans because there's all kinds of support fire here. But I'm probably going to lose that town, so I'm tempted in a way to come out during that initiative and close assault this guy here. To do something. Gosh, I don't know, is that dumb to... Dilemma. He's not gonna do anything. He's gonna move and face those guys. So no initiative there. No initiative there. No initiative there. Now this guy could initiative here and actually close assault this guy in the side. I think he'll do that. So he's going to close assault that guy in his initiative. So now I got to look up about support. Thank you, Original Grognard. I'm glad you're watching through YouTube. I appreciate it. I know someone's out there. Oh, 2 viewers again. Cool. Okay, so let's look at when you're close assaulting. I don't have anything scheduled. Okay, so close assaulting. Support. Any unit with a ranged attack value can support an assault, even if it can't normally cause hits against the enemy unit. The exceptions of this are command and recce. They may not support an assault. Units must be within 10 centimeters and line of sight. So does the U.S. or the British have anyone? So he's not within line of He's at the 180, so he could technically support. He can't support, suppress. So this guy can provide support. Now that's interesting. Okay, so they may support him. So what's happening over here in the city you can't see is a German platoon is going to attack a weapon team because they were facing them. This British platoon can see barely the unit. We're within 5 centimeters in the city, so they will be supporting it. That'll just add some dice for them. Now there is a response available. Units under assault, they must be within 10 centimeters and may fire to assaulting and supporting units. However, no unit may use op fire. To respond to an assault, units must be unsuppressed and they must be able to see the assaulting unit when they fire. So he's coming from that side. I'm going to say he's not. He is at his side. More than 50% of the base is past that. Okay, so... But first, they're going to take some op fire from the British paras. So the British paras are infantry unit para. They are 5. So they're going to fire 6 dice, hitting on 6s. Oh, wait a minute. They're in the open. So 6 dice hitting on 4s. That's not good. Six dice hitting on 4s. No hits. Amazing. So they advance in. Now. So the Germans, these are the Herr units. So they're going to roll close assault to get 4 dice. They get 5 because each unit assaulting the enemy gets 1, so they have 5 dice. Each unit in support of the assault, they don't get that. Per infantry or engineer unit versus nope. Each unit that is nope and fighting to the flank or rear each. So they are fighting to the flank, so that means that the weapons team So it's a little weird. I'm doing this very strange thing where I'm combining 2 stands into 1. That doesn't really make sense there for that, though. Okay. Anyway, they're rolling 5 dice. They're hitting on 6s because they are in cover. There's 1 hit. They do get a save of 5+. Is that right? This really is one of those games that's not too tough to figure out once you've done it. +4. These dice roll high. So they save the hit. Now this guy gets 4 dice, +1, -1, so that balances out. So 4 dice, +1 because he's got a unit in support, -1 because it's a flank. So 4 dice hitting on 4s. Three hits, no saves, 4 up, suppressed. So the attack fails. No, it doesn't fail. I gotta roll that again. I totally forgot what I was doing there. All right, that's embarrassing. Hitting on 4s, the attack back. The first unit didn't. You can scroll back the tape, but I don't think they got any hits. So now the British are fighting back, hitting on 4+. They got 2 hits, no saves. Question is, are they now suppressed? Wait, they're not suppressed during close combat. So they did get 2 hits. So they lost the melee. The melee in town is brutal. They have to go back half a move, so 5. They're retreating. And they are, in fact, suppressed because they had to retreat. And they got 2 hits. So I made these markers many years ago for this game, so that's what all the little markers is. I know markers on the table are nasty, but too bad. So 2. Well, that was a failed initiative. Now we get to do command. Now this guy commanded him. He failed. He took suppression hits. And now it's the Germans' turn. So on turn 2, they'll be getting some people to come up here. These guys are going to be sitting ducks for artillery, I have a feeling, so I wonder if I should move. These guys can see to here. They can't see past here. You can see in these fields. I'm wondering if I want to get up here into the woods to... All right, so let's command here. So these guys, he's in the woods. So what you can do is you can move out your... So he's got a command value of 8. He's within the distance, so everything's good there. You can command everyone separately or all together. Doesn't really matter. I'm tempted to... It looks like my more immediate threat is all this stuff coming up here. And this town is now taken. I mean, this town is essentially taken. So I wonder if I just need to move back. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Before they all get up here. These guys might be able to op fire. But I think I'm going to move back to these woods back here. Or maybe even into the town. Another thing I might need to do in initiative is engineering stuff. So let's check out here real quick. Yes, it's during the initiative phase. So now the Germans are going to try to blow this bridge. Because of the size of the bridge, I'm going to say they need to roll I'm just going to say the engineer's there. I don't really have an engineer unit. I should get one. Each 5-centimeter bridge section has 4 hits. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no save and is hit on 6. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, obstacles such as canals can be bridged by bridging units during the initiative phase as long as they begin the phase in contact with the obstacle. Each 5-centimeter bridge section has 4 hits, no save. Okay, blah, blah, blah. There's also demolition. Engineers may demolish a building or fortification or collapse an anti-tank ditch during initiative phase as long as they are in contact with the building, fortification, or obstacle. Roll 1 die and the demolition is successful on a roll of 2 or greater. I mean, that... If successful, engineers may then consolidate. I got to tell you that is that's pretty good odds right there. I mean, seems like, but wow. All right. This bridge is 9, so I'm going to say it takes two hits to destroy it, and all I have to roll is a 2. Beautiful. Here we go. Ready? I will put an engineering unit on the board. so they're here. And they're going to destroy the first part of the bridge. Oh, wait a minute. Do I want to do that? I perhaps want to have these guys come in here. So hold on. Would the Germans want to demolish the bridge first, or they want to get the SS over and take care of the paras first? Maybe I go destroy that bridge, but I got paras all in the town here. I'm kind of blocked off in this town here. Wow, so that's the most important. That's interesting. So I do not want to, in fact, blow that bridge yet. I am going to wait. All right, so did I give the Germans any artillery? I did not. All right, another thing, concealed. Troops are classed as concealed when they are out of sight. They are dug in. They move to the edge of cover. All right, so technically these guys are all concealed here, so they can't see them. This is why you want recce, which I've got over here. I should have given these guys some recce, but I did not. Too bad. Okay. So I think, in fact, I'm going to abandon this town, and I'm going to get back here. So they're going to move out. He's moving out of the obstacle, so I'm not going to make him roll that, and they're moving through. Well, if they move into there, they got to stop there. Sorry for all the roto lookups. But hey, this is how I'm going to learn them again. Let's see here. Yeah, so an obstacle, what happens is you have to, once you enter, you have to stop. And dense means that you have to roll extra. So that's just an obstacle, so he just has to stop in there. So I could move him here, but then these guys could fire on him. But I don't know. I think I'll do as safe as I can. So, all right, everyone's going to move here, move through here. He can move into there, so my goal is to get him to move into the woods first. Move into the woods. These guys move out and move along the road. Move here. Maybe they'll get that. I'll give them 5 cover in there for being in there. All right, so it's an 8. It's at a 7 because we got people moving into obstacles, moving into dense. My goal is to get them to move in here, so I rolled a 9. They failed. All right, do I want to mount the SS and move across that bridge? Because I think I can. This guy can see past, but he can't shoot past him, so they could. This guy's ready to go, so he's facing the wrong direction. All right, so the SS are going to limber up. I think the SS would be a 9, but I think they're still an 8. So they're an 8. They're going to mount up. They're not dense, so it doesn't count as that. But it does count as dense for that, but they're just mounting. So here we go. It's an 8. It's a 5, so they get it. So they're all mounted up. And now All right, so now I'm going to move across. So they're moving through dents to get out of there. They're going to move into here. I'm going to lead the way with the Stug. So here we go. So now it's a 7. It's going to be a 6 to move in. I'm not really sure the rules on close assaulting. They can't see them really right now anyway. So they're just moving in. You can't move within 5 centimeters. I think that's a mistake I made when I first played last night. So first of all, I got to get a 6. And they got an 11. So they nearly... So let me, so I remember. So there's that. So everyone's mounted up. So the problem is they were commanded. So now they can't do anything else. All right. So what about these guys over here? Oh, wait, these suppressions all came off the British at the end of that turn. Suppressions come off at the end of your turn. This German with 1 hit is going to, problem is he needs to rotate to fire. As soon as he does, he's going to take some hits here, but that's fine. He's not supposed to be within 5, but in cities, I don't care. All right, so he's going to, first of all, I have to pass the command. So, and these whites need to come up off the end. All right, so he's within the range. So it's going to be the command, this German, he's going to turn and fire on one of these guys. He's suppressed, can't do anything. Yeah, so that's funny. So that's dumb. I said this guy is close assaulted this guy. Yeah, that's his own guy. He wouldn't have done that. He didn't take hits. So that's good. The problem with 6 mil and this low light. So now I do have a unit that can do something, so that's cool. Yeah, there's some conventions I need to redo on my basing for my 6. Question is, do I want to do it with the ones I've got or start anew? We'll get into that in another video. All right, so this guy's going to command him. Let's see if he's within 25. Just barely. All right, so this guy is going to turn. So I let him support him. So as soon as he turns, he's going to get fired on. So, okay, so he's at 7. He's at 8. They're not in dense terrain, so he needs an 8 or less. He gets it. So now these guys are going to turn and face these guys. And when they do, they're going to get fired on with 6 shots. Is that correct? The pairs are pretty lethal. 5 at 30. They're within half, so they get an extra one. They're getting a hit on 6s with saves on 4s. We got 1 hit.
He saves, no problem. So he has op fired. He gets an op fire marker. Again, I made these, designed these up. So the pair is op fired. I think you can only op fire once, but I remember playing one time where I let him op fire multiple times. You just keep adding the. So you can only op fire once per turn. So we'll stick with that. The rule is written. So they did that, and then they're going to move completely into their flank so they can flank him close assault here next after they fire on him. So they did that. This guy is going to turn. And he's going to fire at that para squad there. So the weapon team, I need to not make that a combined unit. That's kind of ridiculous. I think I'll just say they're machine guns for now. I don't know, what is he? Yeah, he's a weapon, so he'll be a machine gun. So support unit, machine gun. He's going to roll 4 dice, hitting on 4s, no saves. Three, just needs a 4 and he suppresses him. So he hit 3, he's out, he's destroyed. So the weapons team is gone. Okay, so he did his thing, he did his thing. This guy is going to rotate as well. When he does, he'll take op fire. Why not? Well, he's going to take him for one of them. So he's going to fire, again, 6 dice. Hitting on 6s. Holy crap, 2. Save on 4s. 1 save. So not suppressed. So he's hit twice now. So I could say when he moved here again to flank attack this guy. So this guy out. Let's say this guy out fired. I almost need more markers in this game. I got a lot of units on the board. Anyone else for 3? No. So now let's see if we can command him again. So now it's at 7. Got a 7. This guy's going to fire on him. Again, rolling 4 dice, hitting on 4s. 3 hits, no saves. He's out. Another British para down. He's going to fire on him. I don't think flank affects. He gets it, so he gets +1. I guess catching them unawares. German. So 4, so he's gonna roll 6 dice, sitting on 6s. 4 save. 2 hits, 2 potential hits, 4 save, both saved. This guy will do the same. Oh, 3 hits. Man, these things roll high, dude. 4 up, no save. So 3 hits, and all I need now is I need 1 6 and they're suppressing. 3 hits, 3 hits, 3 hits, and he got it. He's suppressed. So 3 hits. So he's now got 4 hits, and he's suppressed. Now you close assault. Except for this guy will now fire on him. Rolling 6 dice, hitting on 6s. The British is oh dang, 3 again. Saving on 4s. So he got 1 hit. He needs a 6 to suppress. He does not. So he has 3 hits now, but he's not suppressed. So he can close assault that unit now in the flank. That guy's now op fired. Okay, let's try to command him again. 6. I do not think. I think the Germans are totally flexible. I do not think they need. So normally when you close assault, so okay, to close assault you do all right, I'll do it. So I'll have to roll 5 or less because he's going to close assault. He's going to fire. He's going to move. Oh, my first blunder. So when you roll it, this is one reason you don't push your luck. When you roll a boxcars, you get on the blunder table. When I'm done looking at this blunder table, I'll see if anyone's chatting with me. Let's check out the blunder table. I'm going to go ahead and roll 2 dice. Yeah, nice average roll, 7, so it's probably not going to be anything too bad. Let me fix my charts here. Command blunder. Roll 3 dice. And the command unit moves that distance directly towards his own table baseline. This is not good. He rolled a 8. This guy who is already retreating moves another 8 away. Wow. Okay, so I think that's all there. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what I want to do here. So they blundered, they're done. They failed their first roll, so they could still do something. What do I want to do with these guys? I'm tempted to move the HQ and move these guys all up here. I can abandon that building, move that HQ out, move that guy across, and move that flame panzer. I don't know if it's worth moving that flame panzer here. I'm thinking I might move the flame panzer back here and attack back this way. So yeah, all right, so this HQ is going to command. I'm going to command this guy to move out, get on the road. Move this guy. I'll move this guy over to here. So it's going to be an 8. It's going to be a 7. Yeah, and I think I want to move this guy too. He's going to move over here. All right, so it's a 7. 7 for command. 4, he got it. All right, so this guy's going to rotate. This guy's going to move into this building, facing that way. This guy rotates and faces this way. This stuff here is just for looks, just not blocking anything. This guy rotates that way. This guy moves to here. This tank probably has a 20 move. It's a Flame Panzer III. And 20. Basically behind this building here. So let's do it again. So he's going to roll a 6. Holy crap. Boxcars.
And now it's a 9. 9. Oh, I said I was going to look at the chat. Roll 2 dice. And the unit nearest the enemy takes this number of attacks from firing. Oh, okay. I don't think anybody can see him. So yeah, he's at 27. I assume enemy that can see him. I'm gonna look at that again. Roll 2 dice, and the unit nearest the enemy takes this number of attacks from firing. This number of attacks? Wait a minute. Whoa, what? Roll 2 dice, and the unit. Okay, all right. So he's the guy nearest an enemy. Didn't say anything about line of sight or anything. So it's that guy. So I'll roll 2 dice. 8. So he takes 8 attacks from firing. Holy crap! All right. Well, at least he's in. I gotta check the cover he gets in that. It's kind of a smaller village, so he gets 8 attacks. I gotta do something here real quick. Well, let's just go ahead and roll it. Good boy. I see a 5, a 4, and 3 6s. So he will definitely be hit to some degree. He's not a 4+, soft or partial cover, and hard or full cover. All right, he's hit on 6s, but his save is only going to be like a 5+. He's not in that nicest stuff. So he saves on a 5+. So he's hit on a 6, so 3 hits. Three hits, and he is not suppressed. Wow. I think he's only got 5 hits probably. Yikes. Okay. All right. So I was going to look at the chat. 2 viewers still. Sweet. Sweet. No chatting. Okay, so no one's saying anything. Sweet. Blow the bridge. Oh, that's hilarious. I decided I shouldn't, although it will be fun. And I will do that. I will do that. Original. I think that's Chris, right? That's Chris, original Grognard. I hope that's right. All right. All right, that's really bad for them. That's a bummer. I mean, these guys are going to be all pure and awesome. And anyway, now they're not. All right, that's all the Germans have. Now, this unit can attempt to command him. So we're going to do that because they didn't blunder. They just failed their first roll. These guys failed the roll after successfully rolling, but they, you know what I mean? So if you're successful and then you fail a command roll, then you're just done. If you blunder, then you do your mistake and then you're done. If you fail on your very first roll, then your CO, who's your head commander of your army, can attempt to command you. He's going to do that and attempt to get these guys to move out. The furthest unit is, so he's going to be at a -1. So, but his command value is 9. So that's cool. So now we're going to roll an 8 or less on 2 dice. That's cocked, and that's 5. So they're good. Oops, I moved my turn die. I need to get a different die for that. So now he's at 8, and they're going to move that way. So move this guy first. He's going to move in the wheat, so at least he hits on a 5. And he's going to move across the road. So that's 9. And these guys are going to fire on him. I do not know what that means. Oh, that's a bazooka. Well, that's funny. That's not a bazooka. That's just a weapons team. Then he moves here, and as soon as he moves here, this guy will attack. I think. We'll use the weapons team first. So what's my range on my weapons team for airborne? British airborne. $63 at 60. He's hitting on flank. So he's under that. So it's 4 dice hitting on 4s. 2 hits, and he is suppressed, so he will stop in the middle of the road, suppressed with 2 hits. Not surprising. He's outfired. And 2 hits. This guy turns around. Moves to here. Let's see what my range is. $30. I think he's over that. I don't care if you pre-measure. Oh, he's just over it. Out of range. He's free to move. Now, here's what the British want. For him to stall out on the road here.
he's going to wait. Okay. So now, what's the furthest guy? Needs 7. He gets it. He can't move. I'll move to here. Be right there. Oh, yeah, hold on. So as he's moving here, he notices this. And he fires on him. I don't think they should get a shot. 19. British pair. No, that's not British pair. That's U.S. pair. It's probably the same. It's the same. Infantry unit pair of 5 at 30. So he's going to fire 6 dice on 4s. That would be 4 hits. He has 1 hit left. And he's suppressed, of course. That is a pain in the butt. But he outfired, so he can't do that anymore. No one else can fire on him. So good on you, Americans. Yeah, I don't know if I should have rushed into that town to make harder work of that. I should have done that. Okay, anyway, I didn't. Sure. Actually, yeah, that guy would move into there. All right, need a 7 to finish moving those guys into the woods. And he failed. So, again, risking a thing. So the Germans are done. Suppressions come off the Germans. Finally, it comes off this guy. Comes off this guy. Comes off this guy. Comes off this guy. So a lot of units on this board. It's a very complex board here. What time is it? I cannot go to bed as late as I did last night. So when did I start this stream? Oh, Devin. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, OG. Devin. Get rid of the group chat. Let's see here. Is now. Oh, yes. Sorry. German commanders. So now this comes off and this comes off. They cannot move this turn. These H's can. These H's. It sounds like I'm cussing there. So I want to move that guy into the woods here. I think ultimately I want to get these guys maybe as a fire base out of his woods first. So I'll just move him. So he has to move to the edge. Okay, there. You have to stop and then go into woods or into town. I guess I'll keep that HQ there for now. That HQ can't move. That HQ moved, so we're good. Okay. Dog maintenance again. Maintenance. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to call it a night. Got stuff happening tomorrow, and I got to be a little bit more awake for that. I'd love to keep going, especially because I got this Fort Air Observer. I got to get this Fort Air Observer up. It's my dog drinking water. Bring artillery in. Rain artillery on these guys. That's what's going to happen there. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're going to target this guy, and it's going to hit all in there. But there will be deviation and stuff, so that'll be fun. But okay, that'll be cool. So he's going to command here. He has to command both units to do it, so they're all going to try to land here, and they'll deviate. They deviate separately or together? I don't know. This Fort Air Observer could observe him. They're awfully close to their other stuff, though. There could be deviation and some collateral fire. But I may do it anyway, just to practice it. All right. I think that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it good tonight. I want to keep going, but it's also I need to get to bed. So, or maybe I should just keep going. What do I got? Like, I could go 25 more minutes, see what I get, see if anyone's chatting to me about it. All right, let's do initiative and stuff. Let's see what happens here. All right, U.S. initiative. Well, the first thing initiative is going to do is they're going to fire on this Jagdpanzer. Question is, do both of them fire on him? Yeah, there's going to be some serious. So these guys that op fired, they can't initiative, but they do get -1 CV for this turn, so they will not initiative. These will come off at the end of their turn. Okay, so initiative moves. So the question is, can these guys can they half track fire and unlumber at the same time? I would think yes. That is something that they could do. That'd be something they would do. That's an interesting thing. Tanks can fire 360. No, tanks can't fire 360. They can fire 180. Yeah, they're going to both fire on them. All right, so the Firefly. It's going to roll 6 dice, hitting on 4s. Oh, one hit. That's it? Now, the tank does have a save value. It's a 4. Oh. Let me make sure I'm getting that right. Something's odd to me here. So save on a 4. He saves. Firefly fails. So he gets to be activated, but it's at -1 command value. Sherman firing. The Sherman will probably get 1 less dice, 2 less dice. He's rolling 4. Hitting on 4s. Oh my gosh, terrible, terrible. That's awesome. I thought for sure those guys are toast. So we're going to fire 4 dice, 5 dice, hitting on 6s. These 2 units here that you probably can't see on the camera. Half tracks firing. I'm rolling 5 because it's 1, but they get an extra 1, and 1 guy's firing in the flank. This is a complete pit. 2 hits, saves on a trench. A trench saves on. I made a separate, my own save chart, and a trench is a 5+. And he does not save either hit, and he is not suppressed. So 2 more hits. He's got 4 hits. Need to mark those 2 guys as initiative. This guy will actually close assault him. No, he's not going to close on. That is proven to be deadly, so he's going to fire on him. Paras, firing 5, 6. Yeah, geesh. Sorry, I'm looking at think. I kind of forget I'm on camera sometimes. I'm looking for line of sight here for these, but what am I doing here? These guys are firing on him. I need to verify that I'm doing that correct in my roll, that he gets an extra die for flank. He does. So he gets 5, 6, and 7. So 7 dice sitting on 6. 3 dice saving on 4s. So 1 hit. And he is suppressed. Keep track of hits on these tiny little micro dice. I don't even know how big they are. They're tiny, tiny. So 1 hit and suppressed. That suppression is great, though. So now you could close assault him. And you get that weapon team in a position to actually do some value. I'm saying basically these guys can't fire on him because their people are in the way. I mean, this guy could try. I think I'm good for initiative. Oh, I need to check over here. So these guys outfired, so they don't get initiative. They can't see anybody. They could go get this guy. No one could see anybody. Oh, I do have Recce. These guys are concealed. Oh, I could use them for my... Ooh, that's interesting. You can use your Recce to help call in arty fire or air support. Air support into a city. I take a deep, deep chance, dude, to get my own dudes. All right, well, let's look at it. What would I want to bring in? Gosh, I just love the idea of getting that arty here, though. All right, let's look at the Recce option here. We have weather rules in here. That's kind of fun, too. Where is the Recce optional rule? It's funny. I always tell my kids to, like when they're doing something like rock climbing or something, I always say, stop before you're finished. So that way you don't get too tired and worn out. I almost think I might have needed to do that here because now I'm starting to feel the effects here. I got about 10 minutes, so about 15 minutes. All right, so the Recce, in order to simulate this in the game, a Recce unit may attempt to communicate with the nearest command unit during the initiative phase of a turn. Line of sight between the two is not required. Measure the distance from the Recce unit to the nearest enemy unit. The score required to communicate will be 1 per full turn distance. All right, well, what's my nearest command unit? I got to figure that out. When do I get to move? So I need to issue orders to them to move next time. Didn't think about that. I didn't know that. But he is within 13. So who's the nearest command unit? This is not good. Where's my... So it's that guy.
is one thing I didn't like about the recce rule, but they are changing in 3. Okay. 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 Sorry, I'm talking to my dog here. She doesn't listen though. I don't understand her deal. Okay. I don't know. She's interesting. Okay. She's a great dog. But she asks for us to give her permission to do something, and we tell her okay, and there's a certain way, there's a certain cadence you have to say it. And I didn't figure it out. All right, well, so the recce is can help, but it only helps it when it's the nearest command unit. So the nearest command unit is this airborne. There's nothing he can do, really. I want to be able to command the arty, but they are not the nearest command unit. So there's some game you have to play if you got to get my recce unit and the forward artillery observer to line up perfectly with distance. They are changing that in 3. Line of sight between the two is not required. Measure the distance from the recce unit to the nearest enemy unit. The score required to communicate. Now, see, I was doing that wrong before. I would always measure the close to the command unit. So in this case, they're like within. They would only have. So they'd only need. So what is it per? 1 per 10, 1 up to 10, 2 up to 20. So yeah, he'd need 2. I have to roll a 2 higher on 1 die. Let me try this again with my dog. Still 2 viewers. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so that's a weird thing about recce. Recce does help you reveal concealed units, though, so that's cool. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on here. Note that when you choose to issue orders to an on-table mortar or infantry gun and request artillery or air support, you still have to make command rolls during the command phase. The recce options just allow you to target the enemy nearest to the recce unit. Let's look up concealment. Well, so it would be of value. Let me see when these guys are concealed. No one's concealed anywhere except for in this town. And I guess technically this guy's concealed. Because he's not within 10. Interesting. Okay. That was a lot of nothing for nothing there. Okay, so although recce doesn't mean they don't need to be concealed, I don't think. So I could increase my CV. All right, let's do that. You might as well do it. I mean, so he needs to roll a 2 or more to be successful. I'm successful. So they have communicated.
I think I made a recce. I did make a recce thing here. Let's see what I made. I don't use recce very often. Com FAO, com. I don't think it mattered. I don't know why I put that. I just need to know that I recce'd, so that means I can't move this turn. No, so now, but I get to do something. Okay, that's why I have these. So I get to add a command value. So I'm going to recce communication 1 to the command value of my. So he's now at, I think he's at a 10. That's good. Because all of his guys have a -1 CV for op fire, so they'll counterbalance that. So that's cool. Initiative phase is done. So that does make a difference. Okay. It's now time to move. So first thing I'm going to do is I could just command him, and there is not a -1 CV on there. So he's going to command him. It's going to be, I need to make sure I got my thing. He's going to artillery observe onto these guys. This is the American paras holding the heights. Oh, he's a command unit. That's right. He's a 7, though. Holy crap. Seven. Oh, I'm in turn 2. I believe you can only do this once per turn. Let's get out my handy dandy template. It's really windy out. That means there's going to be a ton of leaves in the yard tomorrow. So I can target this unit with this unit. So if I target that unit, I'm going to cover all those people. Okay. So command roll, double 1, no deviation. Deviation roll, 1d6 per 20. So 1, 2. Need my deviation die. So it's a 7. Let's hope for on target, and it won't matter. Seven centimeters back this way. Six. So the question is it cover any of it or half of it?
half of the base. So 6. So yeah, so there's 2 sets of them hitting, so 6 dice hitting on 5s. So 3 automatically suppressed. Artie's pretty damaging in this game. Pretty brutal. 6 on that guy, hitting on 5s. Only 1 hit. And 4s. You can only take 1, so he's done. I'm sure they can only do it 1 time, but let's check. No, it says I think a unit he can keep requesting support. So I could have moved him actually. So next time I can do that. Let's see here. Yeah, once in a turn. However, he could have instructed one of the artillery units on a different unit. So I could have done them as 2 separate rules. It's just 1 roll. He would have taken another command roll. So, but if you're commanding them at the same time, they have to go on the same thing. So that makes sense. So he's done. That's cool. All right. So he's done. Now the forward air controller. Same thing, I think. So the forward air controller is a CV8. He got exactly what he needed. It's not that bad. I got to think about if I can do this because I have no anti-air. I should have taken some anti-air as a German, but I did not. Any command unit within line of sight can also provide air support or anti-air, which makes this cool, but there is none. So if it's a bomb, it's a ground attack and dive bomber. Create a circular fire zone of 20 They use 10, whereas bombers create a circuit. Oh, wow. Aircraft may not concentrate attack if there's a friendly unit in the zone. So I would not do that. That would be dumb. These guys need to move away from there, or I need to move him around somewhere else. Because I have a ground attack, and it's going to be a 10-centimeter circle. No, I just use square. I just use squares all the time. So he'd be here. Let me see if there's deviation too. Oh yeah, there is deviation. Yeah, that would not be smart. So this is interesting. Okay, so that attacks I should have done. I should total attacks of all units firing and divide by the number of units firing. So it was 6 divided by 2, it's 3. So yeah, I would have should have divided that up. So it was only 3 dice against them. Doesn't make sense. And divide by number of units firing 2. So the total was 6 divided by 2 is 3. Yeah, but then it's less deadly, so that makes sense why I've been getting that wrong. So I'm going to roll that again. 5s, 2 hits, no saves. Suppressor gets 2 hits. Since I guess I'll roll it. So 1 hit again. Fine. Okay. And that guy, 2 hits. He was dead. Okay, so it turned out the same. All right. But the aircraft, though, is a little. Whereas bombers create a circular fire zone, the attacking player may choose to attack all targets in a zone or concentrate the attacks on a single unit. So I wonder if you kind of divide up the. Scheduled air is on target. Deducting 1 for each hit taken as a result. Oh, wait. Wow. That's interesting. All right, well, I'll worry about air in a minute. So I think I'm going to call it a night. It's 1:37. Now I'm over my time. And so coming back, it'll be U.S. turn to start doing commands outside of the forward air observer. And these A tanks are going to try to take these guys out. So I think they're just going to concentrate fire on these units. He's got to take this anti-tank gun out because now they can fire when they move. And these guys are going to assault him. All right. I think that's it. Thanks all for watching. Devin, thanks for watching. I think Matt watched. I don't know if Curtis did or not, but anyway. Oh, you have sleep issues. Well, I will if I don't go to sleep. So, Devin, if you're still watching, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. You stayed on the longest, I think. I saw 2 viewers, so I don't know, maybe Matt's having a little trouble going to sleep too. So, Matt, thanks for watching. Devin, thanks. Devin, Matt, and Curtis, thanks for your help getting it set up. And we will talk to you later. Thumbs up to you, man, and we'll see you.